Hi everybody! So we are here to bake. I have heated up my oven. It's been heating for about an hour now, and I took my loaf out of the fridge when I started to preheat the oven because I like to have it come up to temp a little bit before you start to bake. Kind of wakes the yeast up a little bit from their cold slumber. You can see that it's risen a bit in the basket. It rose a little before I put it away, and then it rose a little overnight, but it's still kind of holding a nice shape there. It doesn't look like it's gone too far or started to deflate or anything, so this looks pretty okay to me. I have a few things to bake here. I have my lamb for scoring. You can use a sharp knife from the kitchen. You can use scissors to snip if you don't have anything to score it with. You can also order these online. I really like this lamb. This kind of the cheap one because it gives a nice flex to it. You can kind of feel the dough as you're scoring as opposed to some thicker, sturdier ones. So this one worked great for me. You do need to do some kind of scoring, whether it's with a sharp knife or whether it's snipping. If you don't score, you can get air bubbles right under the surface, what we call a baker's grave. You get a big gap between the crust and the crumb, or you don't get enough pop because the skin forms on the outside before the inside really has the time to grow. So scoring is definitely an essential part of the baking process. I have a little bit of dusting flour here just to dust over the top of my loaf, and then I have my trusty old cast iron Dutch oven. So this has been in here preheating for about an hour. I've got the bottom that I'm going to place the bread on, and I've also been preheating the dome here that will go on top. All right. And one more thing I really like for this process, this belongs to my husband actually. It's a laser thermometer. You can find them on Amazon. It gives you an idea of what temperature your baking utensils are. So I know that this is about 540 right now, so that lets me know that I am good to bake. So you're going to sprinkle just a little bit of flour over the top here so it doesn't stick. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the bottom of my Dutch oven. I'm going to really gently invert the loaf on here. I'm going to try to aim as well as I can so that it ends up in the middle here. Just be kind of gentle. That process there, give it a little time to come out of the basket. Scoring, you do a million different ways. As long as you kind of get through the top of the loaf, it doesn't matter. Some people do really decorative scores. Sometimes you can get in there deeper. As long as you get through the top there, you're good. I'm going to pop the top of the Dutch oven on top of the bottom here. Realizing that I really need new hot pads here. Alright, I'm going to pop that in. I'm going to dial the temperature down just a tiny bit. And I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. So in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to start to see some rise. But the dome on that cast iron will keep it from, will keep the steam inside, which helps the crust to not form too early, so you get a nice big pop. You get that kind of shiny outside of the loaf, and then 20 minutes in, we'll take the dome off. We'll check on it. We'll see how much longer it needs, and we'll go from there. See you in a minute.